Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 95. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 20th of November 2013. Beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Harley Quinn number 0. This bombastic debut issue features art by award-winning illustrators including Darwin Cook, Sam Keith, Tony S. Daniel, Paul Pope, Walter Simonson, Alt Baltazar, and others, but will any of them measure up to the exacting standards of the clown princess of crime? Don't miss the thrilling return of Harley Quinn in her own monthly series. Newlywed after 17 years as a couple, series co-writers Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor spoke about writing together. Quote, "It's fun. I have to say, as of right now, Jimmy is coming up with all the good ideas, but it is a lot of fun. We're starting to get a feel for her voice and everything like that, so that's the important thing. Getting a feel for actually how crazy she's going to be and what her voice is going to be, that's the big stretch. Once you have that down, it almost writes itself." Palmiotti responded, quote, "It's fun to collaborate because it makes your brain think a different way. Whenever I have my own stuff, it's me. It's all in my own head. I see the path going forward. When you write with somebody else, they challenge you. They say, but what about this? What about that? I find that it makes you more creative." Close quote. At number 2, we have Wake number 5 of 10. There have been hints that Lee Archer's struggle at the bottom of the ocean will have much, much bigger ramifications. A flooded future, an impact on evolution, and more. Now we finally find out. If you think you know what the Wake is about, this issue changes everything. Series writer Scott Snyder discussed the transition at the New York Comic Con Vertigo panel. Quote, "Issue number 5 is the big turning point of the series. The second half of the book jumps in time to an almost fairy tale-like version of a post-apocalyptic America. The story changes gears entirely. It's really 2 books, completely different in tone. All the teasers about Neanderthals and outer space in the first half will culminate in a story about a girl and her sonic dolphin." Close quote. At number 3, we've got Superior Spider-Man Annual number 1. This ain't no regular annual, bucko. This one counts. Blackout is back and he wants to reestablish his reputation by killing the toughest guy in town, Spider-Man. He plans to force Peter Parker Spidey into a trap. Blackout's leverage? Aunt May. The world will never look at Superior Spider-Man the same after this. Be there. Writer Christus Gage explained the issue, quote, "Editor Steve Wacker challenged me to come up with a story that highlighted how Otto handles things differently from Peter Parker, so I thought of a scenario we've seen before. Aunt May threatened by a villain, and Spidey has to save her. But Otto is approaching the situation in a much different way than Pete would. He might say, a superior way." Close quote. He went on to say, quote, "In a nod back to a story I co-wrote with Dan Slott in Amazing Spider-Man number 695 to 697, Blackout learns that Spidey's weapons are made by Peter Parker. So he plans to force Pete to sabotage Spidey's weapons and lead him into a trap. And for leverage, he kidnaps Pete's Aunt May." Close quote. At number 4, we've got Cataclysm The Ultimates, number 1 of 3. Nick Fury has defied the odds all his life and is no stranger to extinction-level events. It's time to save the world again, at any cost. Series writer Joshua Hale Fialkov said of the series, quote, "After the fallout of the Infinity Gauntlets and Reed Richards taking over the world, there's a bit of chaos out and about in the world, and Nick is tasked with going out with his new team of Ultimates and putting down the problems that stick their heads up. Sadly, he finds a problem that's all head, so to speak, in MODOK and the Church of the Galactus, who are pretty excited for the giant purple man in the sky. He's got what he's been calling his Howling Commandos with him, Danny Ketch, Emil Blonsky, Cassie Lang, Hercules, Sam Wilson, and a few others. These aren't the Ultimates you know, and they barely know each other than what they're capable of, so they don't have the whole communication thing down. I mean, the Punisher doesn't take orders no matter what, nor does the Abomination or Hercules or, well, you get the idea. They're a team because Nick told them they are, not because they like each other or should be together." Close quote. And at number 5, we've got X-O Manowar number 19. All new arc, all new jumping on point. X-O Manowar goes head-to-head against the forces of Unity. Eric of Dacia has fought to reclaim the ancient lands of the Visigoths, and he has bled for it. But nothing he has faced before can prepare him for the combined might of Unity and the deadly combination of Harada, Ninjak, Eternal Warrior, and Livewire. New York Times bestselling writer Robert Venditti of Green Lantern and Eisner Award winner Carrie Nord of X-O Manowar Planet Death reunite for a landmark standalone story arc at the heart of Unity. Series writer Robert Venditti explained X-O's integration with Unity, quote, "The first time I heard about Unity was during the first writer's retreat we had around September 2012. It was something that seemed so obvious. All the books were really young at that point. X-O was in its second arc and none of the other books had finished up their first storylines. When he mentioned it, it was an idea that had never never occurred to me, but seemed so obvious and genius. Why hadn't Valiant ever had a super team book? It was something everyone was immediately excited about. When the opportunity came along to have it tie into what EXO was doing and what was going on in the book organically turned into the launch of Unity, I was extremely happy about that. It really cements EXO as a character of importance in the Valiant universe. Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Uncanny X-Men number 14. The effects of X-Men Battle of the Atom are felt. Magneto goes off on a personal mission that sets him at odds with much of the X-Men and the Marvel Universe. The new Xavier School has changed, but how? At number 7, we've got X-Men number 7. The 6-part Muertes arc kicks off with the return of Lady Deathstrike. Can the new sisterhood be far behind? Meanwhile, the X-Men regroup following the Battle of the Atom, and a new member joins the team. At number 8, we've got Young Avengers number 12. The Young Avengers versus the Young Avengers. The stakes? What have you got? Loki's scheme reaches its final twist. Expect the team's jaws to just hit the floor and lie there, twitching for the rest of the comic. A tempting offer for Norvar may get an arrow through its head. Other romance-based drama, too, is kissing as the new planetary extinction event. At number 9, we've got Forever Evil, Rogues Rebellion number 2 of 6. Separated from their leader, Captain Cold, and trapped in Metropolis, the rogues must fight for their lives against the secret society's secret weapon, the horrifying Parasite. And at number 10, we've got Avengers number 23. Infinity tie-in Avengers Universe 6. The Avengers versus the Black Order. The battle for Earth moves planet-side. Thanos takes center stage. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Batman and Two-Face number 25. As Two-Face continues his rampage through Gotham City, more light is shed on his past. Who is Carrie Kelly and how can her mysterious connection to Harvey Dent help Batman? Next we have Birds of Prey number 25, Black Canary 0 Year. Well, it's definitely a Batman 0 Year tie-in issue as we look into a pivotal moment in Black Canary's history. Don't miss assassins, mystery men, and an ancient evil in Gotham City. We've also got Red Hood and the Outlaws number 25, a Batman 0 Year tie-in. There's a dark force of nature that's forming Gotham City, a face laughing in the dark that will one day tear Jason Todd's life apart. What are his plans for the Red Hood gang, and who else will rise out of the shadows to guide Jason Todd one step closer to his destiny? Next we have Supergirl number 25. Krypton Returns continues as Supergirl faces the clone wars of Krypton. Just as she was starting to accept Superboy's clone origins, she faces the horrible past of her home planet, and she must once again face hell. And we've got Wonder Woman number 25. There's no time for Wonder Woman to fully comprehend the fallout from last issue's shocking turn of events as her family gathers to prepare for an assault on Olympus. From Marvel Comics, we've got Avengers A.I. number 6, the man behind the Iron Man mask revealed. Definitely more than meets the eye. With the Vision's teammates in turmoil, what's a telegenic techno being to do? Why, make the morning show rounds, of course. And S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Monica Chang does it. Yes, it. We can't believe it either. Next, we have Cable and X-Force number 16. In the aftermath of X-Force's battle with the Uncanny Avengers, Cable's mutant powers have been drastically altered. What will this mean when the next Cataclysm threat comes knocking at X-Force's door? We've also got Daredevil number 33, Monster Stink. Daredevil finds himself wrapped up in an adventure that will send his life spiraling out of control as we head into next year's 50th anniversary, and the end of everything Matt Murdock holds dear. Next, we have Fantastic Four number 14, Into the Doomed Universe. Imagine a place where the only 5 things left alive are the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. How can they save an entire galaxy used to fuel a power-mad Doom's cosmic empire? And after the shocking end of last month's issue, can the first family hold it together just a little while longer? We've also got Indestructible Hulk number 15, Hulk Agent of Time conclusion, the final stand against the Chronocrysts. The Hulk returns to present day, but which Hulk? And whatever became of Bruce Banner? Next, we've got Longshot saves the Marvel Universe number 2 of 4. When someone is targeting the lucky for death, it won't take long before the luckiest X-Man, Longshot, is in the killer's sights. But things quickly go from bad to worse as superheroes, villains, all of S.H.I.E.L.D., and even cosmic entities have it out for our boy. Is Longshot finally in over his head, or can he beat the odds and save the Marvel Universe when no one else can? And we've got Superior Spider-Man Team-Up number 6. The Superior 6 continues. Spider-Man has formed his own superior superhero team out of the Sinister Six. As Spider-Man deals with the challenges his new team poses, Lightmaster makes his move. Can Spider-Man trust his new team, aka his greatest enemies, when a reformed Masters of Evil come calling? From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot and Hardcore number 16. Sometimes gunslingers go out the hard way. Hardcore has just experienced its first fatality. Bloodshot is severely weakened. He and Charlie are at each other's throats, and the new rookies are a mess. It would be suicide to take on H.A.R.D now, so that's exactly what they'll do. And we've got Eternal Warrior number 3, Save the Wizard. Hungry for glory is the new Fist of Steel. The Eternal Warrior's daughter Zarin has started a war between the mysterious houses that rule the world. Now as Gilad struggles to contain his daughter's savage nature, 2 generations of Eternal Warrior race after the answers that lie between science and myth, rumor and legend, conquest and defeat. Alright, no time for trades this week, but there's plenty of other books out this week too, so be sure to check in with your local comic book shop to see what else is available. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at He'sGotIssues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.